Okay, so we were going to do Velius today, the big unveil of the Velius expansion. And I forgot that we missed one of the most important Kunark zones, and that is Veeshans Peak. So today we are going to roll over there and see just how bad we get our butts kicked. So we'll head over to Skyfire Mountains. And don't worry, I'm going to post this whether I lose or not. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose. But either way, it'll be fun. We'll hopefully get some gear. If I can kill anything. Last time I went here was level 54, I think, and got humbled pretty quick. So we'll see about this time. On a lighter note, if you guys have not subscribed yet and you are liking the series, the Solo Self-Found, please subscribe, give me a like, shoot a comment down in there, tell me what you want to see next. And hang in there, because once we get done with Planes of Power, we are going to be rolling out a duo Self-Found with the wife and I. So that one should be a bit easier, obviously, because you're going to have two people. But obviously, anytime you can get your spouse to play EverQuest with you is a good thing. So, all right. So we are rolling in. Over here, there's a pretty good AUG that drops off of these little things over here. If you haven't ever camped those. It's a direct damage AUG. It's slightly better than the one you can buy in the bazaar, so I don't think a lot of people really go for it unless you're just min-maxing your character, but I definitely think it's worth it. Didn't have my little thing on. Come on, Veeshans Peak. Come on, Veeshans Peak. Come on, Veeshans Peak. I'll be back. And I'm back. We got in, I had to restart. So we're going to do obviously non-respawning, get prepped up, and then we are going to see how we handle Veeshans Peak. So if you've never done this, this zone, it is obviously the hardest thing you can do in Kunark. These things hit really hard. So if you think you can just like roll through them, it's like that. There may be a chance that you get away with like maybe like 5 or 6 of them, but without like fully loaded out AA wise and gear wise and stuff, these things pack a pretty huge wallop. So just keep that in mind if you're rolling in. If you're used to just running through the mobs to get to the end and then, you know, doing your fade or doing your FD, you may have an issue here. These things hit quite a bit harder. So the good news is though, is that the AA EXP here is literally off the charts. So, we should get quite a few AAs, which is good. We're sitting at 996 right now. Ooh, I could even it off to 1,000 if I found something worth 4, but 996. So just under 1,000 AAs. Gear is still looking pretty ratchet. Earring of Bashing, Lustrous on pretty much all the pieces, which is just basic Plane of Fear stuff. We're cooking up a Vile Ruined Belt right now. We got the Signet of War, the Golem Heart Ring. Obviously, we got our Epic. We did get this Bloodsteel breastplate off of the Royalty and Chardock. And we got Bile Etched Obsidian Choker off of Kha'Zix Thul. And I don't remember where we got this from, but I mean, it's not spectacular. And then, of course, we got Cloak of Flames and the Rune Leather Mask. So we're not sitting too uber right now, unfortunately, which is probably why I'm having, you know, reservations about whether or not we're going to be able to complete this good old Veeshans Peak run, but we are definitely going to give it the goer's go. Because this would mark the final piece of content for Kunark before moving on to Velius. Oh, and be prepared with all the spells that you need to rebuff yourself, because you are going to get dispelled here, and it's super annoying. But it's just something that's going to happen, unfortunately. Oh, and the frenzied ones have an opportunity to use this thing on you that makes you FD. They'll still hit you. It doesn't like fool them into thinking that you're dead. It just plops you onto the ground. So you have to hit the sit button or stand button or whatever it is to get back up. So if it's the first time, it really throws you off because you're just sitting there on the ground and the thing just continues to attack you. And if you're like a tap class, like an SK or something, or you need to continue your heals, you can't do that while on the ground. So it can really put a damper on your survivability if that's the kind of class that you are. So just keep that in mind. Oop, there we go. Oh, dang it. I was trying to get just one. I did go and get some Augs. So I got the Dioptase segment and gem. So one of them should heal me for 90 and the other one should heal me, or I'm sorry, 60 to 70, the other one 45 to 55. But as you can see, it procs quite a bit. It's not a huge heal, but every little bit counts, especially whenever you're fighting dragons and stuff. So don't forget your Augs. I forgot until level 60. Yep. So yeah, don't forget your Augs. They are a little bit expensive, but they're like 700 and then like 500, so 1200 total. But grab them because they are going to be invaluable for either doing your direct damage with the DD Augs or doing your healing, which I recommend out of your other stuff. So, all right, so we've got this cooked up now. Let's see if it's actually even better. I was cooking this before we even got this. So yeah, it is actually a little bit better AC wise, but less on HP. So we'll wear it for now. Just because, like, obviously it's better on the AC, and I really don't know the answer on whether or not AC or HP is king right now. I think that the less you get hit might make up for the AC or the HP difference, obviously, until we find something that has the best of both worlds and can give me both. If you guys are experts in the comments, please let me know. I'm pretty sure that you would want to go with AC though, because it makes sense that, you know, over a span of a 2-minute fight, if it hit you for 5 damage less 100 times, that's 500 HP difference. But if you have an extra 100 HP, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know though. I'm not a math whiz. I'm just saying, like, I feel like that would pan out to be better. If it's even 5 HP, I mean, if it's like 0.7 HP or something crazy, then I guess at that point it wouldn't really matter. Oh, and we did get Boastful Bellow. So this allows me every 18 seconds to do like another direct damage attack. I'm trying to see if this thing like scales off of any kind of instrument, because it actually does pretty good damage for just being an every 18-second thing. Oh, cool, and resisted it. But other than that, like, I really honestly feel like this would be a really good extra damage for especially bosses, because you're going to be fighting the boss for a bit. So this, in my opinion, is one of the harder dragons in this zone. I could not kill this guy on my SK Wiz Rogue for the longest time because of his slow. He slows. He's just all in. See how it just put me down on the ground? So you want to just pop back up and continue the fight. But yeah, he does a pretty bad slow. He's got like just a little shaman pet, not really anything to be super overly concerned about. But it's the slow that sucks, and he hits very, very hard. So you're going to want to make sure that you either have your taps going, have every single ability you've got going, and try your very best to keep his health below yours, if that makes sense. So keep yourself healed up, because obviously he hits so hard that he can, kind of 50% you pretty quick. So typically I would try to just go ahead and attack him in the middle there and not have to kill all these things. But on this character, honestly, if anything added on to me plus the dragon, there's just no way. I don't think I could kill the dragon by himself anyway, so I can't handle to have any ads. So we'll go ahead and knock these guys out real fast. Oh, I thought those were mobs against me. I was like, oh, great. This sucks. The good news is if we can beat the dragons here, we've got I honestly feel like we've got a really good chance of getting some upgrades. Or at least I would think. I don't really remember what the gear is from here, but I don't think we're going to find any upgrades to the weapon anymore. Unfortunately, that's the bad thing about getting your epic, is you don't get that great feeling of progression whenever you get like a brand new weapon that might have like 3 more damage or whatever. This one, since it does have the cleave on it, I think that this is going to be the best weapon that we're going to be able to have for quite a while. Unless they have like an HP drain two-hander that I don't know about. I never used two-handers, so... Alright, so that is going to be all of them. Make sure our buffs are up. Make sure our fodder buffs are up. Make sure all these are going good. Okay, we've got Mortal Coil for another 2 minutes. Okay, let's go. Throw in the Cacophony, which is our new DOT. Let's get the Savage Spirit going. We should be able to heal through it. Let's get the map down so I can see other stuff. Let's get our chants going again. See that damn slow is just tearing my damage apart. And I heal based on my melee attacks, so it really, really sucks for me. We're definitely going to want to save our riposte discipline for the end boss. I'm actually doing okay, believe it or not, guys. This is extremely... But anyways, we're going to save our riposte. The end guy here, Doshkar, Dankar, or something like that, he spawns in ads like every... Wow. 32,000 on a cleave. That one just took him from like 40-something to 22%. Well, that's good. So when I lose my Savage Spirit, I should go down quite... Wow. That's crazy. Really good. Really... Oh, see, I took damage. Okay, so my Savage Spirit went away and only hit me... Oh, it only hit me for 1,800. That's not actually too bad. I thought it was going to be far more than that. Shissar protection staff, and Sword of the Shissar. Those are pretty good, actually. But I mean, I don't need either one of them. They are good. Alright, so... well, shoot, guys. First dragon down, and I honestly feel like that's the hardest one. Besides, like, the very end guy. But all stuff is different difficulties based on your character, so let's see. I don't want to talk too fast and then get destroyed and you guys laugh at me, so let me figure out what we're doing here. Oh, hello there. See how the RNG of this character, like on his life taps and things like that, makes it really challenging sometimes. Like, sometimes it feels like I'll go through a boss fight and it'll be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I really didn't even need to use my taps. Then other times I run across just the regular cannon fodder mobs and it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm down at 30%. Like, this guy might actually kill me. Which seems wild to me, considering like, I've got to actually use my taps on this guy. So I'm really not a fan of the RNG on the life tap stuff, but that's okay. Could be worse. I guess I could tap like 0, then I would be really out of luck. I see the UPS guy outside, so I'm wondering if he's going to come over here and bother me, or if he's going to leave me alone. Come on, Frenzied Ragnar. So the next dragon I'm going to fight is going to be an enchanter. Does this thing where it like shoots you up into the air. Not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of being blasted into the air by a mob, but yeah, his name is Silverwing. I'm also loving that my Dance of Blades and my Cacophony are like up before the next boss. That's awesome too. Uh-oh. But yeah, I definitely think that this mixture, maybe not the Bard so much, but the SK and the Zerker are two very RNG dependent classes on here. The RNG from getting a good cleaving blow is awesome, and the RNG from getting a life tap out of your melee attacks keeps you alive, but both of those are not guaranteed at all. So it's definitely something to keep in mind if you do choose like a trio or duo or whatever that has those two classes in it, that you're kind of at the whims of what your character feels like doing during that combat session, because sometimes it just feels like they don't proc at all and then you just get your butt kicked. So well, this guy's face looks super derpy on the right. His frost protector. He. See, it was one of these guys that I almost bit the bullet to a second ago. And now he doesn't seem to be causing any issues. Oh, and just keep these like fodder buffs up too. That way you don't have to worry about getting your good stuff debuffed. I try my best to keep Shroud of Death up at all times, just because it is an extra HP drain. But man, sometimes it just gets debuffed and debuffed and debuffed, and it's like, okay. Or stripped, or whatever you want to call it. I call it debuffed. I guess that's wrong, but... Hello. Good. Okay, goodbye. That was weird. Alright, let's make sure all three of the... Got that right there. Dung, dung, dung. Alright, Dance of Blades. Oh, Cacophony. See that stupid little jump thing? I hate it. That's okay though. We've got our Dance of Blades up. We've got our Cacophony on the guy. At this point, we're kind of just at the mercy of a good cleave. Our slurp going in. Try to do as much damage as possible. Oh, immune to the stun. So they can be immune to the stun portion of the AA Boastful Bellow. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to use it for a stun. Blade Whirl, put in some work. Cacophony doing 1300 without a crit, which is pretty good. And you guys are seeing a lot of the procs, the healing procs from the augs and the weapons, so definitely worth getting those. Jeez, guys, we may actually be able to do this. Now, I don't know if we're able to do the end one. Scimitar of Life Stealing. Yup. 50 HP, yup. Yeah, I don't need that. But Silverwing is down. We've got 3 minutes here and 1 minute there on the two short duration buffs we used to do it. And just for the record, they're supposed to be doing a buff to white damage. If they do a buff to white damage, this character is going to become very much better. But I mean, for some reason, I've heard them talking about that and rumoring it around on the Discord for forever. So who knows if they're actually going to do it, or if they already have. I haven't read the Discord in a long time. If they have, I haven't noticed it. But I would say that this character is doing pretty good for being in like russet gear and just basic solo self-found stuff coming into Veeshans Peak though. The true test is going to be whether or not he can handle like Luglin and Velius bosses, because they have just a tremendous amount more HP than these guys do. And that's going to make a big difference on whether or not you can sustain killing them, or if it just, I mean, honestly, at some point, even if you can win, but it takes like 25 minutes per boss, it's just, it kind of gets to be not as fun. I did not have the Slayer weapons on my SK Wiz Rogue doing the SS Raw King guy, the big snake. And it took forever. It was the worst. Where did these guys... They just like spawn in on you. I didn't see him. So yeah, you see we're getting just a tremendous amount of AAs here. I'd probably say you're probably going to get, just based off what we've gotten so far, at least 30 doing a run. As long as you, I mean, obviously it's 60. I don't know whatever level you are. It could be different, but... So that was 700 damage for that kickoff, or for that boastful bellow. We'll see what it does now. It only adds 50 per rank, but that's why I think there's like 60. Yeah, there's 16 ranks, which is kind of crazy, but... Oh wow, I did 700 again. That's kind of lame, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting it to go up since that's what it said it would do, but... Yeah, that one did 800, but that's not near enough for like, what, 5 extra points I put into it, so... I want my money back. Yeah, it must be their resists, actually. 697. So yeah, it must be their resists. I'm just rolling a really crappy resist check or something. See, bam, 15, almost, or I'm sorry, 14,200. Like, it just, the cleave stuff is really great when it works. But like I said, it is so random. So very random. So there should be 3 bosses up here. Yeah, in each one of these little hallway things. The hardest boss spawns in like some skeletons on you. But it's actually a pretty good test on whether or not you can handle the ads for fighting the end guy. Because the end guy spawns in ads on you as well. What I know that you can do this different ways, but what I do is I try to swap targets over to the ads, which is probably what I'll be doing on this guy. I don't think I have the sustain to be able to heal through all of them until the end. So I'll switch targets over to the ads until about 40%. When those ads pop in, I switch over and do my riposte discipline, kill those ads, and then by the time he's down to, 20, 15%, I try to burn through the rest of it. But up until 40%, I'll try to switch over and kill the ads manually, and then get back on, I forget his name, let me see what it is. Faradar. Okay, I'll try to get back on Faradar at that point. Oh, I forgot that there's stuff in the water. Or I guess not water, lava. Oh, God. I guess I'm just lucky it's just basilisks. That could have been bad if it had been, something different. Some actually, like, difficult mob. Well, whether or not we succeed here on the Ngai Faradar or not, we are going to be conquering Velius next. So, Velius should be a great expansion for upgrades. Luklin should be a great expansion for upgrades. And then, of course, Plains of Power is huge. I mean, there's so much content in Plains of Power that we're not going to run out of things to try to get there for sure. I am kind of curious on how... come on, what are we doing? The crafting stuff's going to work. Will I have to use, like, get my own crafting skill up? Or is there a way that, or does some of that stuff drop? Or in Plains of Power, I mean, I know that there's lots of, like, class-specific armor that I believe you have to craft to get it, so we may have to get some of our crafting skills up. Meow. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that these were farther in. So I think I can pull that one. But there's gonna be a third one over here somewhere, I guarantee it, that we're gonna have to probably get with the boss. We'll just have to try to burn that one down first. And then we'll try to go ahead and then of course focus efforts on the boss. The good news is that they don't seem to summon, because it would be really bad to hit it from over here and then it summon you over there and then you get aggro for everything, so. We got our buffs, we got all this stuff. Yeah, I have no idea if we can pull that one. Actually, I wonder if we can pull it out. Maybe the dragon won't come all the way out here. Maybe it will. Hard to say. Nice. Okay, so you can rope them. That's good. Actually, I didn't know that. So, yeah, keep that in mind. You can definitely leash the boss. That will absolutely make this easier. It probably didn't seem like much killing that thing, but having to do that on top of getting beat on by the boss is not fun. Alright, buffs, 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 buffs. Good, good, good. Yeah, that boastful bellow. Okay, so this is the hard one that spawns in the ads. Also does a slow. So, or not so like a snare. I'm sorry for the siphon breath, I guess it's called. Can you imagine how great Berserker would be if you could make Rage Volley into like an AoE? Like you just chunked X's everywhere and it did damage. All right, so we're gonna hope for some heals. Okay, we got a few of them coming. Okay, awesome. Like if not, we're gonna be resorting to siphoning here in a second. Noise. Yeah, definitely snared. We can't target them. Oh, okay, they go away. Alright, so Sprinkler of Suffering. Cleric. No. Yakishan Broad Axe. Nice little stun axe, but I don't need it. Alright, so we'll get out of here. 2 more dragons up here, and then we go down to Faradar. And again, I think that this one is the hardest dragon upstairs, so we should be fine now going into the rest of this stuff. I got one more boastful bellow. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know we had that. Needless to say, I have several more AAs that I need to get. Uh-oh. A lot of the AAs for Berserker seem to be almost like disciplines. Like Cascading Rage is an activatable AA. Blind Fury is an activatable AA. This turns you blind, and then you like go crazy with your attacks, but you're blind, so that's... Well, I mean, I don't know. To you, that might not be bad. I don't like being blind on the game. I can't really do much, especially if they like... If that one dragon launched you in the air while you were using that, you'd never hit him again. You wouldn't know where you were, so... Maybe if you were like boxing or something, you could like look at the other screen and see and kind of position your character, but I wouldn't like that. I would also like to know if does heroic dex back to SK AA tap. If that's the case, we need to start stacking some heroic decks for sure. So we need to start finding out what items have heroic decks, like the most of it, and try to get as much as we can. Sweet. So that means we need to start stacking heroic decks. They said every 10 heroic decks is an additional 1% chance for the proc, the life tack proc. So 10% is enormous whenever you're hitting as fast as we're hitting. So that's 5 hits right there. So I mean, realistically, we had, let's see, anyways, 1 out of 10 basically. So if you're doing 10 hits real fast, bam, you got an, oh God, why did I do that? Why am I just absolutely stupid? I don't know if I can take 3 of these guys. I could probably take, okay, I could probably take 2. I thought that he would, oh, okay, I was like, I thought he would reset. If he stays in the hallway, we can just fight him there, but... thought he had something in his mouth. I guess it was just the effect of his nuke that he shot me in the face with. See if he leashes like the other one did. So preliminary testing shows that they are all leashed. So I don't think I have persistent casting. Okay, we need to get persistent casting. Keep getting interrupted. Alright, let's get this going. So right now we've got 33 heroic decks. That's actually I didn't think we had that many. But obviously it goes up the more like legendary items you have that have decks on them. So let's see, what am I missing with decks? Probably not a whole lot. So I would have a little bit more if these were legendary. A lot more if these were legendary. That's 12. That's kind of cool, actually. Spirit of Wolf. If nothing else, it's another fodder buff we could use. That might be good for the pet if we pull our pet out. Alright, one more up here and then we're off to Faradar. That one's easy. If you can get to that one, you can kill that one. Forget if this one has anything special, the end guy over here. Gee, see that just dispel me all the time. Skip across there. Okay, so here you should be able to pull. Well, there's right there. Oh, okay, I thought we were gonna get to. You should be able to pull all of these single, and then fight the boss, Zygoz. We did skip a few mobs outside just because. Well, to be honest, I just don't feel like fighting them. We got Cacophony back up, Dance of Blades. And then you're gonna hug the right wall over here. Alright, so now it's time for us to Dance Blades, Cacophony. I don't remember what this guy does, like what his little trick is. Maybe it's nothing, I don't remember. guess it could be a stun, maybe? Seems like he stopped my songs. Either way, I think we're doing okay. By the way, for being a game as old as this one is, these dragons still hold up, in my opinion. They look great. This game is like 60 years old, and this game, the dragons still look awesome. You play brand new games these days, and they make the dragons, either they look fat, there's no way they could fly, just like crazy stuff, or they always call like a wyvern a dragon, or, you know, they don't do it right. EverQuest did it right. Well, he doesn't strip buffs or anything. I don't know what this guy does. Maybe he just dies. Left eye of Zalgaz or Zygaz. No. No. Okay, so this is actually a really good staff. This is a really good staff. This is going to allow us to strip magical buffs from enemies. So we don't have that ability other than like the bard songs, which I'm not gonna memorize those songs because I've got too much other stuff that I'm using. So having that as an option to just strip buffs from stuff that has like maybe a damage shield or haste or something like that is awesome. So we'll have to get that to legendary. So we'll have it faster. So now that we're done here, we're just going to shoot down. This is where we initially fought the first dragon. If you skip the first dragon and just go the way, you know, up, you can, you know, obviously fight the dragon at that point. We're missing a buff. Missing this buff. There we go. Buff, buff, buff. And we're also missing this buff. So now we'll head this way. See, I'll show you guys how much damage these guys do trying to like just avoid fighting them. Like I'm at 77%, you know, like 32. Wow. Okay. So fade, fade, fade. I'm pretty sure they see invis. So like, oh, they don't? What in the world? Okay, so that one does. Alright, so we'll have to sit now, which is just awesome. Just because like they do so much damage, I would end up dying. I'm at 30-something%. That's wild. See, it just doesn't make sense to try and skip them because of the amount of damage that they do. Like you'll end up either dying or having to waste more time sitting to regenerate your health and stuff. I guess unless you were a healer or had a healer with you. Another thing, you can't access Faradar at all without destroying the other dragons. The door remains locked. You can't pick it. You can't, you know, cheese your way through it. But you can go face in the door and they'll aggro you through the door. And as long as you can kill him with the ad on the first try, because if you kill the ad and he beats you and you have to go back, then at that point, you know, he doesn't aggro you through the door. It was just his ad that pulls him with it. You've got one shot at killing Faradar without messing with the other stuff. But don't blow it, because like I said, you only got one shot. In fact, I'll try to show you guys when we go up here. I tried cheesing my way through the door so many times and then ended up getting aggro, and out comes Faradar. Poison and disease resist are huge on this guy. Faradar, because he does like a stun. We don't have near enough poison and disease resist to be functional in this fight. But we are going to try anyways. Because that is what we do. We die to entertain the people. Yeah, you just sit there, they'll come out. So that's the stun I was talking about. It's a beastly stun. It sucks. So I'm just going to take care of his ad first, and then we'll focus in on good old Faradar. But yeah, that stun is awful. If it were me, I would not pop any of my cooldowns until we actually engage Faradar. You know, after his ad goes down. The ads he spawns, thankfully, are much easier than the actual room ads he has. So, at least there's that. Alright, Dance of Blades, Boost for Cacophony. Let's get this guy dotted up. We're already popping off some pretty good cleaves, which is good. He spawns in ads every 20%. So at 80%, he'll spawn in 1. At 60, he spawns in 2. 40, he spawns in 3. You know, do the math. So just keep that in mind and be ready for when he spawns in, you know, the majority of his ads. That way you can pop your riposte discipline if you are a melee. If you're a caster, I don't know. Pop in whatever you got to pop in so you can do your AoE spells, because he's coming for you. All right, so we're going to start doing some siphon here, because there we go. All right, so get ready, 60%, which is 5% away. Also, he heals, which is super fun. All right, so here comes 60% here in a second. This is a slow, I believe. Yeah, negative 80%. That's perfect. All right, here comes the ads. We'll go ahead and get them down. The good thing about the riposte discipline also is it's going to be based off how many times you're hit, not your speed. God, come on, dude. So even if you are ultra slowed like this guy just did to me, you're still going to be able to wallop out a good amount of damage. Jeez, dude, I'm getting wrecked. Stunned again. So having the proper resists coming in here would obviously be ideal. I would definitely consider that to be almost a must. Like, he is literally putting in a lot of work during those stuns on me. 52%, 64%. He should be popping in a heal here any time now. Yep, there's his heal. Paired up with a nice stun. Oh shoot, I'm at 4% mana. I did not even realize that I was out of mana. Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing now. We need to start pumping out some serious damage. Or there's just no way we're gonna beat this guy. Shoot. Come on. Come on. Oh. So, that was Faradar. Again, I really wasn't expecting to be able to beat half the things that we bought with the gear we have. So the fact that we got Faradar down to like 20% or whatever is very good in my opinion. But that was Veeshans Peak, and that was me beating my butt kicked by Faradar. So next up is going to be Velius. Once we get some Velius gear, we will go back and get our revenge. But until then, I think I'm going to leave him alone. He was angry at me. So, but I will catch you guys in the next video, and we will head into Veeshan. Or Velius, I'm sorry, Velius.